Hey guys, I'm ShadowRock and I'm here with TGP to talk about the Azure Striker Gunvolt anime OVA.
Hi.
What's up?
How you doing?
So first of all, how are you feeling about this overall, TGP?
I think it was pretty good. It was worth $3. Like, it was fine. I have my complaints, but we'll get to that in a bit. But overall, I think it was perfectly fine.
I enjoyed it for sure.
Like the contents, I enjoyed it. Of course, it was strange that it was only on the 3DS.
Yeah, can we talk about how weird it is to distribute a anime on the Nintendo 3DS eShop exclusively?
That's it. You can't, at least legally, you can't watch it anywhere else.
I know, like, I want to watch this on my HD monitor, not on this small 3DS standard definition screen. I mean, if they port it to the Switch later, I guess. But legally, right now, you can only watch it on the 3DS, apparently.
Yep. Not even on Crunchyroll. No.
No? I thought they were going to put it on some kind of streaming site, but I guess that went out the window. I'm not sure what happened to that.
No idea.
But yeah, you and I literally just got done watching the anime. Did you watch the Japanese dub and the English dub?
Yes, I watched both back to back.
Yeah, I watched both as well. So we're going to give you our thoughts on both of the dubs. But first, let's talk about the content of the anime. So going in, a lot of fans, including myself, was thinking that we were in for a movie that would cover like the whole game. But no, it's just a one-shot, a 20-minute production. A little bit more than that, but it's basically a 20-minute episode. And it just covers the intro stage of the first Gunvolt game, with some minor additions and changes. But that's pretty much all you get out of this. So in terms of spoilers, there's not a whole lot to spoil if you played the first Gunvolt game. So there is that.
Yeah, basically.
First of all, I have to say the animation is actually beautiful. It's a great animation. It definitely fits the art style of the video games. Like if this was a cinematic in the games themselves, it would not feel out of place to me at all.
Yeah, I did like it quite a bit. I just wish it was on something better than a 3DS. Not saying that it's bad, but obviously my TV and other platform would be much better than the 3DS, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. As for the changes and all that, they changed some minor stuff like how some scenes take place versus the game, but I didn't really mind that too much. It was just kind of weird. And they also added in some extra stuff like the part where Asimov actually takes in Gunvolt when he's small, and Gunvolt actually joins Quill. And I like that little addition, a little flashback, because it was only passively mentioned in the game, but in the anime you actually get to see it a bit, so I like that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I will say it was a little weird seeing little Gunvolt with the same voice a little bit. It was kind of strange, but
Oh yeah, that is true.
what are you gonna do? You know, you can't.
You know, the big takeaway I took from this anime is that it is very low budget.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. It shows in some parts. Oh, it
Yeah.
shows.
Especially in the English dub.
Yeah.
That's a great segue into the English dub.
That's actually the first one I saw because I was like,
Yeah, me too.
because personally, I'm not really into the dubs, but I don't generally mind them. I just prefer
I'm
the
actually,
sub.
I don't know. I'm indifferent on both of them. I actually do prefer watching dub just because it's in my own language.
Mhm.
I like to understand what's going on. And I'm not that fast of a reader, so it's kind of hard for me to keep up with Japanese subs sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't mind watching Japanese sub either. I just prefer to watch in my own language. So I started the English first, and the other reason why I started the English first is because I wanted to go in with what I was going to assume, and I was correct, that the English dub is a lot worse compared to the Japanese sub. So I wanted to get the worst one out of the way first.
Yeah, when I was like, I'm gonna watch English because I'm not gonna put my hopes up. It's gonna be like below the middle, and hilariously enough, it manages to disappoint me. I mean, just the English dub, mind you. That's like my only problem. And I'm glad that it offered both, because initially I didn't think it was. I thought we were just gonna get the English dub.
They did say it was gonna include both from the very beginning.
I probably just didn't. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I mentioned in my video, man. God.
It was a while ago, man.
Not that long ago.
But anyways, I didn't realize that. So when I bought it, I was expecting just English only, but I got both. So either way, I was gonna. Alright, I'm gonna watch this in English dub. And before I get into the anime itself, I'll talk about a little bit about the trailer. When I first heard it in the English dub, it didn't wow me. Not one bit.
Yeah, same here. It was like, really? Like, can you sound any less bored?
Yeah, like,
that's like my first thought.
I didn't mind, like, because I think you heard Asimov. I didn't mind him. I didn't mind Joel. They were fine. But then you hear Gunvolt, like him. The main character, and he just...
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound right to me. I'm like, oh, okay, that's his voice, alright.
I will say, I do like his voice, but he only shines in his quieter moments. When he has to actually yell or do a big attack like the Luke's caliber, it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Well, another thing we also have to mention, too, is, I don't know if you noticed it, but when you watch the English dub in comparison to the Japanese version, their mouths weren't in sync. So clearly the animation was made for the Japanese, but they didn't really reanimate it at all for the English.
Oh,
like,
man.
You can see the mouth moving.
The lip syncing is amazing. Sarcasm.
Like if you watched like old Chinese movies or played Sonic Adventures to Battle, you'll know what we're talking about. Like these things amazing.
If you played Mega Man Legends,
oh, there you go. That's
the lip syncing is also pretty bad on that one.
But that to me wasn't like the killer. To me it was like I just found it funny. But yeah, like the voices, they were kind of like, it reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit, but like a step down. And it just didn't. It just sounded so generic. And then, like you said, the quieter parts, they were fine. They were okay. I didn't mind them. But when you get to the action, that's when it's like, all right, this sounds weird. Because
I know.
Like generally,
like some of his quotes when he's fighting Marak, he's like, "What are you fighting for?"
Oh yeah, that's
when you're
one
supposed
thing.
To be like, "What are you fighting for?"
Yeah, that's one thing. First off, that's like one of the minor changes they had. He wasn't in the intro stage, period, but Marak was in the anime.
Well, that was funny that he just walks in behind GV when he's at the capsule that Jewel was in. He's like, let's just take this outside.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just gonna casually follow you out so we can battle.
Like, I liked his character because, like, you know, he has like that super sarcastic gamerish character. But,
yeah, it's like, I'm just doing this so I can buy video games.
But the voice just, like, it fit when it was not action, but the moment you hit to action, it's like, guys.
Well, actually, to be honest, that voice does fit his character.
It does.
For God's sakes, his attack is Lazy Laser.
Yeah, but it's like, you can yell a little bit. You don't have to just talk louder.
I mainly had a problem with GV.
Oh yeah, both.
He couldn't yell to save his life.
That's what I'm saying. Is like the action scene. That's what it bothered me a lot. At least in the English dub, is like the action was pretty dope, but the voices just didn't match for me. It was like it just looked off. And it kind of killed my vibe, like, cause let's say, like, at least to me, if I end up looking at the time to see how long we have left, then you know, at least in the attention span, you're doing something wrong. And that's how I kind of felt, like, during the action scenes. I was like, oh, are you done yet? Also, I just want to get in a little note before we go off too far, but Creepy Electro-Whip Guy, I know you just look at him and you're like, okay, he likes spaghetti a little too much.
He's flamboyant.
But oh my lord, they ramped it up so much.
They turn up to 11.
Like they went from 0 to 1,000 real quick, and I was like, wow. I was like, okay. I mean,
yeah.
Kudos to you guys to just having no chill whatsoever with that. It was a little creepy, but you know, I admire it a little bit. It was a little kind of creepy when he was like all up.
Well, he is supposed to be creepy. I mean, he is the creepy Electro-Whip guy.
He's the creepy. Yeah, he did his job because kind of spoiling one scene a little bit, but it's like so minor. But Mirak was in the room with the creepy old guy, and then they were just talking about something, and he was just about to leave to take care of something, and then he just starts rubbing up on him. And keep in mind, he's like, he looks like a little boy.
Yeah.
He's like grown dude just going.
Yeah.
So yes, it does look a little strange. I'm not gonna lie, but
like I knew from the game that he was gonna be flamboyant.
Oh yeah, like
holy crap!
Like you can tell, but they didn't really. You don't really see it too much. It was just fine. But whoa.
That's what brings us to like another difference they had. That was a little weird to me, but not too much. I didn't mind it in the end. But in the original game, he would actually whip Gunvolt when he's interrogating him.
Oh,
and then Gunvolt was like, "Hey, thanks for the recharge." But no, in this one, Gunvolt frees himself essentially and starts grabbing the whip, and I guess he recharges off of that. He's like, "Oh, okay."
You can't have grown dudes whipping kids. Yo.
No, it's against the law. That's against Nintendo policy, right?
Right. It's like, yo, man, you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
That's another minor complaint I have about it too. So I wouldn't want to say it's an iconic line, but the line where GV says, "Oh, you creepy whip guy," that line there. When he said it in the English dub.
Oh, he said thanks for the intel.
Yeah,
right.
He
then
said
the Japanese sub, he says thanks for the info.
But not just that, but like when he calls him the creepy whip guy, when he says it, it just sounded so weird.
It did sound off, yeah.
Like they told the guy, okay, you're gonna read this line, all right, and then he saw it and it was like, huh? Okay, I guess I'm reading it, and then he just reads it, and it literally sounded like if I was in school and I was reading out loud to the class. There was just nothing there. He just read it, and they were like, all right, I just heard that. Okay, cool.
It does give me the feeling that the people they chose for the English dub didn't really know the game that much compared to like the Japanese sub, because for the Japanese sub, I'm pretty sure they brought back all the actors from the game themselves, so they definitely had an advantage there.
Oh yeah.
But the English dub, well, probably the only guy on the English dub that was familiar with Gunvolt is the guy that did Asimov, because funnily enough, I don't know this for sure, but he sounds exactly like the narrator from the trailers.
He does actually. Like, I didn't notice it, and then you brought it up. I was like, wow, you're right. They sound very similar.
In a world, or like the guy that narrates all of the game trailers. I'm sure you've seen it before if you're a Gunvolt fan.
Yeah.
Like him and Asimov sound the exact same guy. I found that really funny. But you know your low budget when you have to hire narrator guy.
Narrator guy to be voice actor. That's funny.
Asimov voiced by narrator guy.
And then like I said, like Joel was fine. She was literally perfectly fine, and so was Lumen. Honestly, they were probably the best in my opinion, but it's really not saying too much because they did their job. But it was just kind of disappointing that GV was like not the greatest.
Well, I will say I like their voices. They get the job done for sure. But again, when they really need that energy, they can't get it out.
They lack the oomph.
They lack the energy. So give these guys an energy drink. Jeez.
I know. I was like, put a little more oomph to it next time.
Like you need to get the sugar running next time you do a recording session.
Oh, and I guess another little spoiler here, but Copeland was there.
Just for like 2 seconds.
For like literally a few seconds, and he was sounding pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he did sound really cool.
So,
I think somebody in our Discord server mentioned that he's the guy that voiced X from X7 and Gray from ZX Advent.
Oh, there you go.
So Copen, while he is basically whiny X, he actually sounded pretty cool.
Yeah, he did.
Good job.
He was like, judgment.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Copen.
That's literally it.
I also like that they showed the maid, Copen's maid, in that scene, because you don't actually meet her until Gunvolt 2.
Yeah.
So like, hey, you got some Gunvolt 2 stuff in here. That's cool.
That's nice. But yeah, other than that, it was fine. Honestly, I really can't say too much. Like, at least they were mostly faithful, besides the random additions to it. And then, like, of course, there were like some strange parts, like the line with the Creepy Electro-Whip Guy. And I know this is like a nitpick. It's not really a complaint either, but it kind of irked me a little bit when he took out the 2 tanks with like the greatest of ease. I'm like, it wasn't that.
From what I understand, he took out one by himself, but then Asimov basically sniped the other one.
It's like, why can't I get sniper support like that in the game?
Come on, right?
They didn't even tag him. He's just like poked it and
yeah, it's like I didn't even know that Asimov was there in the original game. I thought he would just be sitting behind the computer screen.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, but I guess not. I don't know.
Also, I didn't think they were going to, but it would have been kind of cool they did. But since the game itself actually does mention it, but the purple wall, I forgot what it was called.
Oh yeah, the hexapile.
Yeah, that's what it was called, the hexapile. I thought it would, like I said, it wasn't like the biggest thing in the world, but it would have been kind of cool if they did mention that, because even though to us, like the gamer itself, it's like it's like a thing that we know, but for Gunvolt, it's like, why am I doing this? But then in the game, they're like, oh yeah, shoot that thing, and go to the next part.
Yeah, that's funny. In the game, they actually mention it. Like, it's a normal thing.
Like, oh yeah, just do that and you'll go over.
So hey, here's this loading screen trigger. Why don't you shoot it?
They do that a lot in that game. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the anime, the OVA.
Also, I'm surprised you didn't mention this yet, but in the present time scene, Gunvolt is in suspenders and glasses.
Oh yeah, like, that's just right. It threw me off. Very small detail, but it just threw me off. I was like, the glasses not so much, but the suspenders, like, all right.
Yeah, so it would throw you off unless you played Gunvolt 2, because at the end he is in. Well, actually, he isn't even in suspenders in that game. He's like in it's like casual clothing. Yeah, the suspenders are weird now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think he did mention his eyesight, and I believe it was in the end in one at some point.
Yeah, he apparently has bad eyesight. So
it's like, dude can like shock for years, but I can't see past a hole.
He also can't take showers.
Oh, that feels bad, man.
I know, right?
So it starts off. He's already done it. He's already has Joel in his house, and then they're like, "Oh, wanted terrorist criminal guy. Give us details." And then it kind of goes back to how they were starting the mission. They're talking to each other. Then he gets caught, and then I think it kind of skips forward a little bit, about how it went to like the bad guy side.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that they never showed us in the game, how he got caught. It just starts off with dude is on the chair.
Yeah, that was a nice addition. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like, cause yeah,
how did he get caught?
Like, how did he get caught? Like, the moment you boot this game up, he's just on the chair getting electro-whipped. And...
like, really, this could have easily have been the cinematic that you watch before you start the game. At least the first part of the anime could have been.
I believe it. Then it starts getting a little familiar as to the game.
Mm-hmm. Although not that familiar, because I felt like as he went through the quote-unquote level, like, you didn't really get to see much of it.
Yeah, you literally... honestly, it felt like you saw the first hallway, and then the elevator was just... everything past the elevator, not counting the train, completely omitted.
There wasn't even any enemy as he was fighting, as he was going on the hallway. He was just talking, and they're like, go right, and then he gets on the train, and then it skips to when he finds Joel, essentially. Well, he fights those two mini-bosses that was in the game.
Well, he also
enemies.
fights like the soldiers, the 5 or 6 soldiers at the beginning.
Yeah, at the very, very beginning.
Where I call complete BS because he tagged 5. And my boy, I was told you can tag 3 in the beginning.
At least your standard gun, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like, oh, so where'd you get the other 2, man? Like, come on. I did find that kind of cool. The way the whole tagging thing was. It was kind of weird that it was slow. At least, like, it felt slow. Like when he was like.
What I found weird about it was that usually in the game you tag them and then you basically send a lightning bolt to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't really do that in this anime at all. He just tags them.
Yeah, he tags them and then he shocks them and then that's it. You'll never see him tag anything.
Well, it's
again.
like maybe a little jolt at most.
Yeah, it was like the level 1 shock. It wasn't like the level 3 where it was all. Ugh!
Yeah, it's not like ooh. It's like I didn't even notice it. That's how minimal it was.
Exactly.
In the Marak fight, he just tackled him with a lightning strike, essentially. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I won't lie. It was kind of funny how he was the one that they chose to fight because, like, it was either him. I forgot the other guy's name. The fire guy.
Viper.
Yeah, exactly, him. I would think it was either Marak or him because he just loves Joel. So you would.
Oh
think
yeah, that's true too. You bring up a good point.
Like you would think that they would kind of bring that in, but no, I didn't mind Marak though. He was.
Yeah, like I said before, I think in a live stream, like Marak is one of my favorite adepts. So.
Mm-hmm. He's
pretty funny.
Yeah, he honestly is just a gamer. It's hilarious. Probably because he is a gamer is the reason why I like him so much.
Yeah, like it sounded weird him saying it in the English dub at least, but I did like the lines where he's just like, "Hey man, I'm just working for video games essentially. I don't care."
He's like, "Come on, man."
Hey man, I got this online friend waiting for me right now.
that was a strange one, and then every time he would yell, it was also kind of strange. It was like, "Stop with your heroics." Stop.
Yeah. Again, my only problem really with the dub is they have no energy, no enthusiasm. Could you sound more bored?
That's what it kind of does sound like a little bit. If anything, what this OVA did right was the whole part with Joel and Gunvolt.
Yep.
Because you see it like briefly as a cutscene and then he frees her, but there was actually a little bit of a struggle to free her, and then she started crying, and then Gunvolt's like, "No, why you gotta cry? Now I have to be a man," and like freed her. And I thought that the whole emotional thing was, while brief, it was kind of there. I felt something.
Yeah, this thing goes by in a flash, but what emotion is there? It's pretty good.
I did like that a lot.
Also, the scene where he puts his hands up to the capsule and like shocked it to Free Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the only time he actually did yell pretty convincingly.
Yeah, I will say that too.
But other than that, it was like, okay.
Another little tiny beef I have with this is you're in the first stage, and he's fighting Marak, which is already not supposed to happen in the game, but whatever. But then this man just pulls out Luke's Caliber, something that you didn't even learn until God knows when. And
But I guess to be fair, at that time she was singing the song to him, so he would have got a little bit more power. But I see what you're saying.
That is true. She was singing.
You didn't even get the song in the first stage, cheater.
I know. You really didn't. But then he's like, he did. I'm surprised he didn't pull a Astrosphere, because that is the first thing he gets. Or like, yeah, that is the first thing he gets. I'm surprised they didn't pull that out. But
well, they didn't do anything like that. Not even the standard flash field.
No,
you know?
They didn't. Yeah, they kept it simple. They're just like, all right, this
really simple.
Let's just show some tags, show some jolts, Luke's Caliber. That boy gets sliced in half, though. My lord.
He's like, I guess I'm not coming back to my game after this.
Which I won't lie, even though it just sounded weird in both dub and Japanese. I'm like,
I wouldn't say that. I was fine with the Japanese sub overall.
Probably because
it was a lot better, like tons better.
Probably because I just had the English stock. I was like, the way he said in the English, it was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it was like, yeah, the fight was fine. Like that's something I should say too. Like the fight and the actions, it was good. It was. I liked it. It wasn't.
Well, like I said before, the animation was spot on for the most part.
Like honestly, the only thing that I had a problem with this thing was the dub.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Same here.
Oh.
Now,
it could be better.
I don't think you necessarily agree with me on this, but it is bad. But I would not put it on the same level as, say, X7 or even X4 or Mega Man 8.
No,
I think it's at least a tier above that.
I wouldn't put it to that level, but to me, it was pretty disappointing. Even though my expectations were low. And you somehow managed to not exceed those expectations. Just a little bit, man.
Well, it was pretty much what I expected.
If I was watching like X7, like that, my expectations would not even be there. And I'd still be disappointed.
Well, I'll say this. I watched the trailer first. And I'm like, okay, so going into this, I know that they're not going to be the most enthused.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be the greatest thing.
When I actually watched it, I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I expected. So in that case, I got what I was expecting.
I was probably a little too hopeful, even after watching the trailer. But again, I would watch it again, English dub, maybe once or twice, every so often, if I felt like it. Japanese sub though, I watch it all the time.
Yeah,
because
for sure,
that was vastly superior.
We definitely recommend checking out the Japanese sub if you have the opportunity to.
But yeah, basically. Like, the dub isn't, like, the absolute worst thing. It's not something where you can just watch on YouTube and just, like make a video about it with your friends, just make fun of it. It's not that bad.
No.
But it is, like, if you're expecting a lot, you are going to get a little disappointed with the dub.
If you're expecting, like, super high budget voice acting from like big names.
You're expecting Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah.
Esque.
That guy.
Voice acting. No. There is.
Exactly.
There is.
I look at the cast list. I don't think I really recognized anybody offhand.
I don't think I did either.
So yeah, like this is really a low budget production. Like it's cool they got all the original actors from the Japanese version back for that one. That worked out really well for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I could just tell that they didn't have a lot of money to go around hiring Yuri Lowenthal or all these other guys. Like they had to work with what they had. They hired freaking narrator guy and whoever was in the office that day. I don't know.
I do have to ask though, because I'm not familiar with the song too much. I just hear it here and there. But the song that Lumen was playing, was it the actual song that they always play? Because I recognized some parts, but I didn't recognize a lot of it, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. I did recognize one of the songs was definitely like the same one.
Yeah.
Or at least one that was in the game. But I think there was a new song, at least according to what people were talking about on our Discord server. By the way, we have a Discord server. It's in the description. You should totally check it out. It's a lot of fun.
It's not a shameless plug, I promise.
But with that said, it did sound new, and somebody does have a upload of the full song without any like voices or anything in the background, so that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm not going crazy, okay? That's all I needed to know. I mean, I thought it was either that or it was maybe a song that played during one of the stages when you get more than 1,000 kudos, but to me that hardly ever happens, so I never really paid attention to that. But if it's new, hey, that's cool.
But I think that's enough about that. I don't have too much more to say. But the Japanese sub, don't have too much to say about that either, but it is definitely a lot better. The acting is there. It's pretty much the same quality that you expect from the actual Gunvolt games, the Japanese voice mode at the very least.
Yeah.
So that's great. And compared to the English dub, the Japanese Gunvolt actually gave me chills when he said Luke Excalibur and all that.
Yeah, he did. Like, he did GB right.
Yes, he did. He is the GB voice.
It's like, of all the people you gotta get right, you should at least get the main character right. At least.
Yeah, I know, man.
When it feels like you got, like, the comedic relief right over the main character.
That was probably the best one. What's the comedic relief?
I know, he's, like, beyond flamboyant, but yo, that guy was... he was pretty good. He did his job. I'll give him back.
That was the best performance, and it's the comedic relief guy. It's the creepy whip guy.
Yeah, that's really funny actually. And I won't lie, I also did find it really cute at the end when they were having dinner. Joel.
It's really adorable.
Like they had their little
Joel and
moments where, you know, the shaking arm thing and all that stuff. It was cute.
Oh, I also really like the very end where I have Joel and Gunvolt, and he's surrounded by all the bosses, and she's like, "I'll still sing the song for him," and all that. Like they look super determined and stuff. It's like, wow, that's actually really cool.
I like it.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
It gives you chills, man.
Literally the best thing that came out of Mighty Number 9. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, like the series in general.
Oh man. To this day, we're still throwing dirt in that game. Oh, that's too funny.
Where's that review, man?
Oh. Eventually.
Actually, we never talked about on this channel before.
No, we have
but
not.
He's been cooking up a review for a while. At least that's what you told me.
It's literally, it's not something I'm working on actively, but every once in a while I can work on it a little bit.
It's okay, guys. It'll be here in 3 years. The same weight that the actual game was.
Yes. I should totally plan it like that. Just delay it as hard as I can. Cause
this review got delayed.
Oh, it got delayed because I don't understand netcode whatsoever. But it's a review. So shut up. I don't understand netcode. I need to. It's gonna have online functionality, I promise. But no, as at some point it'll come up. Because I'm trying to. Like, the thing is, I'm trying to be as fair as possible. I can easily just completely just bash the game if I want to, because it's like the easy thing to do, the haha thing to do. But I want to be a little bit fair with some jokes. That's why. Wow, we really went off tangent, huh?
Yes. I was about to say, okay, man, we gotta come back together.
You can probably cut that out entirely. Just put it on a separate thing. Let's be honest here.
Random Sunday special. We're making a My Number 9 review.
It's gonna get delayed so hard. Well,
speaking of, I'm actually gonna work on a update video. So look forward to that.
Yes.
For you guys asking us, where's Star Force 3? I'm gonna address that. Don't worry.
Okay.
But anyways, back to the topic at hand. Actually, I think we're done, to be honest.
Yeah, we kind of were.
Like, when we start going off a tangent, we know we're done.
Yeah.
So overall, the anime was pretty dope. English dub was meh, but Japanese sub saved it, essentially.
Mm-hmm. It could be better. So if they do anything else, you know, keep that in mind. Kind of work on the English dub a little bit.
Mm.
And it's only $3. If you have a 3DS, you might as well. I don't know how it runs on the normal 3DS. I'm pretty sure it's fine. It's just smaller.
It's just a video player. Why would it be different, you know?
Yeah. But you never know. You honestly never know with Nintendo.
Well, this man has no faith whatsoever.
I don't. At least not with the old 3DS.
Yeah, I actually tried Yoshi's Woolly World on the new 3DS. Super nice, 60 frames per second, all that. Go on the old 3DS. Oh, it's 30 frames.
Oh.
And there's some dips there. Oh, okay. That's how we do in this Nintendo.
So if you have the old 3DS, I'm just legitimately curious. Tell me, is it fine? It should be fine, but you never know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I'm way more sure of it work on the old 3DS than I was of the English dub being good.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Wow. The dirt has been thrown.
So hard.
But no, for real, it's like, the animation is beautiful, and I really enjoyed it. It was a nice introduction story, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. And if you still haven't played this game, it's only $15. At least the first one. Or
the
if
second one is 15 as well.
Yeah, if you buy the second one's 15, or if you get the Striker Pack, it's $30, or maybe a little bit more.
And you get it physical, so that's honestly the better deal.
It's like, I don't usually recommend games, but this game, it's not like, because I'm not really, because this reminds me of like Mega Man Zero, and I couldn't play that game for anything, even if I tried. But this game, pretty good.
It's actually freaking easy. Like, it's really easy.
Like, it's very lenient. Very lenient.
But the first game, it does get really hard on the final boss and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you play the second game, it's actually god-awfully easy.
Like, it has its hard moments. It has the hard mode and whatever you want to play it as, but why haven't you played this game? Well, play this game. Please. It's a good game.
Really, the hard mode is trying to get the S ring, or the S plus ring.
That's not hard.
That's the hard mode.
That's not hard. That's cruel. Really.
It's so hard. It's cruel. Don't be Tentacruel, be Tentacool, man.
Stop. Oh, God.
Okay, before I'm making more bad puns, let's end this off.
Yes.
Okay, so it's been me, ShadowRock.
It's been me, TGP.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and buy that Azure Striker Gunvolt.
Can we get a sponsorship by NT Creates?
Can we get a review copy for Gunvolt 3 NT? That'd be awesome. Thanks. Anyways, that's all from us. Have a good, nice day, and rock on.
Peace out. Or just give me a shirt, you know. I'll be fine.
Dude, I would totally be down for that Lumen shirt.
Look, I'll give you my size. Just give me a shirt. Just give me something.
I wear a XXL, okay? Please.
I'll wear like, fine. Just give me a shirt. I don't care. I don't care if you give me a small. I'll rock it.
I'll hang it up on my wall.
I'll put it over my shirt, and then I'll just like tape it on the front. And there you go. I'm rocking a shirt. We're playing around, but if you want to throw us a shirt,
Yo man.
Here's my address.
That soundtrack would be pretty dope too.
I would be pretty dope.
But no, I'm okay with the shirt.
I'm literally okay with a shirt, or even socks. You know, I'll be okay with anything.
Well, I don't think they have that, but they do have a shirt.
They do have a shirt.
pretty dope.
It is pretty
Okay, bye.
dope. Bye.